Hello, Mark Crossfield here with another video response. Mark's asking, does lower loft in a driver mean more distance, and is it more difficult to use with a lower loft? So let's get into a loft with a driver. So, great question, very common question asked about loft. So how does the different loft affect the distance? Now on paper, a lower lofted club will go further than a higher lofted club. So on paper, 8.5 driver should go further than a 10.5 driver for distance. Now that is subject to how hard you're hitting the ball, subject to how much energy you're putting into the ball. So for instance, if I hit a 10.5 degree driver here, and what I do, if I hit the ball very, very soft, it tends to just fall out the air. So if I swing that club down in the 50 mile an hour mark, what happens is the ball just tends to fall. So it doesn't launch. So I actually, to get more distance, if I stayed at that swing speed, I'll be better off having more loft, because it would encourage a stronger launch, so the ball would stay in the air for longer and it would carry. The opposite to that, if I use this 10.5 lofted driver and give it a good old wallop, so if I really go after it, what happens is it tends to go a bit up into orbit. So if I was going to hit the ball that hard, so swinging there more at 110 mile an hour, what I would need to do is lower the loft, because the 10.5 hit with that amount of aggression is shooting up into orbit. So I would arguably lower the loft to try and optimise my flight. So what you're finding with your 9.5 to your 10.5 is it sounds like the 10.5 is arguably suiting your game better than the 9.5. If it's going the same distance, why make it harder for yourself? Why go to the lower loft? For the lower loft to go further for you, you would need to hit the ball harder. And everyone knows when you start hitting it harder, it's now harder to control. It's going to go left, right more. You're going to strike the ball worse. So loft on your driver, yes, on paper the lower loft the further it goes, but everyone will have an optimum loft, which is relative to their swing speed. As soon as you go past that angle, even though in theory it should go further, what happens is you actually start losing distance because you're not powerful enough to get the correct launch with that club, and your ball starts dipping out the air. It doesn't keep launching up into the air. So what's the loft on your driver? Your loft on your driver's got to be matched to a number of factors, but predominantly your swing speed. Obviously the shaft and the head design makes a difference, but a basic understanding of how the loft affects it, it's got to be built around your swing speed. If you're hitting it hard, arguably lower lofts often work better. If you're hitting it quite soft, crank the loft up a bit higher, get the thing launching up in the air and make some proper distance. I hope that helps, guys. Any more questions, don't be afraid to post below or send me an email, and subscribe to the channel if you like the videos. Thanks for watching.